Good evening once again. Welcome to Branco Broadcast. My name is Bob Branco. We're very pleased this evening to have with us another very inspirational speaker, Ms. Portia Mason. Portia, welcome to the show. And I'm now going to officially turn the festivities over to you.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be here, and I thank Bob for asking me to be on this evening with you. This is the first time I ever been on a radio broadcast, so you'll have to bear with me. To start with, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was born with congenital glaucoma, and my mom found out when I was like 6 months old. So I didn't lose my eyesight until I was 14 years old. I did mainstream through the public school system, so I never gone to a blind school before, so I have no concept of what that's like. So a lot of my learning was done through a public school, through visually impaired teachers that would come in and have time with me to work on my assignments and so forth. And then I would still have regular class time with the regular students. So as I said, I lost my eyesight when I was 14 years old, and that was just right about the time I started junior high school. And, as we go through junior high and high school, we try to learn how to be more independent with mobility and getting out there and socializing with everybody. And I had a little bit of a hard time with that. So I struggled with that for a long time. And my mom kind of really, she was the main force in really getting me out there and just socializing, just getting out there and being independent, and I really thank her for that. So after I finished junior high and gone on to high school, I did graduate with honors. I graduated with a grade 3.0 grade point average, which really surprised me because I wasn't really expecting that. And I had an opportunity to get a guide dog, which I didn't do that. I decided against it because I've been a cane user for so long, and then I just felt it was more important to me to have a cane than a guide dog. I had that opportunity in my senior year of high school, but I didn't follow through with it. Somebody had offered to help me out, go through all the paperwork and so forth, and at the last minute I decided against it. I did, however, have an opportunity to go up to San Pablo, California. I was going to go in for the Living Skills program, and I decided against that. But I started college soon after I graduated high school. I, at the time, was going to work on my degree in business administration. So that was the goal, was to do that at a two-year college and then possibly start my own business in medicine. So I had to take some transcription courses, which I started doing. And then plus, I'm going to back up a little bit. I had a friend of mine that helped me with some of my learning terminology and the body structures and all of that while I was in high school, because I did the regional occupations program in high school. So I was able to go to the hospital and learn a little bit of what they were doing and get some more work experience in at the same time, which I did. So we move a little bit more forward again. I did attend college, but it took me longer than I had originated. I wanted to be out of there at a certain time, and it took me about 4.5 years to finish a community college. And after I finished with my associate's degree, I moved up to Lancaster, California with the intentions of finding work and at the same time continue with my education. So I shortly went to a college up there in Lancaster, California, and I started taking a couple of classes up there. But I struggled because of the fact that a lot of the colleges back then didn't have the proper accessibility that they do now with technology, with computers, and then making sure that you have your books recorded on time. So I struggled with that and ended up just saying, well, I'm just going to wait until a better time that I can go. But in the meantime, I did get employed. I worked with Edwards Air Force Base for a short time, for a couple of years, off and on. I worked as a medical transcriptionist, but I didn't have the certificate that they required, but they hired me based on what experience I had. And so I took the job, and at the same time, it helped me to get a little bit more work experience in the field of transcribing. What was nice about that was, I didn't always have to proofread my work on my own. I had help with that. So the girl that was in my office, I really thank her for that, because she helped me with proofreading a lot of my work a second time. So that way when I turned it in, I wanted to make sure that everything was correct. I worked there for about 5 months, from 1993 to October 1993, and then I was off for about a year. And then I went back to work again with the same base hospital, Edwards Air Force Base, and I did the same thing. And I worked there a little bit longer. I think it was like 8 months, roughly. And shortly after that, I was off for a few months, and then again they rehired me, but in a different capacity. I worked as a general office assistant, and I did that for about 5 months, just basically working for the what they call a non-appropriated funds department. And they would get together like activities for the people that live right there on base, like carnivals, bowling leagues, things like that. So I would help write articles for them, put together welcome packages for the people that were newly coming to the base. And I did that for a little while, like I said, for about 5 months. Then after that, I continued to look for employment, didn't really find anything. And then I decided to go back to school in 2002, and I said, well, you know what, I'm going to change my career choice to Spanish interpreting. So I wanted to do that. I started taking a class in Spanish. But there again, I had the problem with accessibility with books. Testing was not a problem. It was just a book issue. So I quit. So just shortly, about a year ago, I started to go back to school because I made a different choice, which I'm working on right now. I'm working on my certificate in drug and alcohol counseling because, number one, I am in recovery, and I've been in recovery for about eight and a half, almost 9 years. And I really enjoy it, just knowing that I could be there to give some experience, strength, and hope to other people that need it. And to me, it's not about the money. It's just about helping others that are going through the same issues that I went through and want to better themselves, have a better hope for their life, look for better opportunities that are out there instead of just, doing the things that they were doing to begin with. And that helped me because I had a lot of friends that stuck by me, and gave me a lot of hope. And not only that, I'm doing other things. I have other projects that I'm working on, helping people to start their home business, eventually, to better themselves and build their dreams. And I know that for me, I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of goals that I would like to go into to do for myself. The list is long, but, at this point, I'm just thankful to be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be talking to you guys if that was the case. I would still be out there doing, what I was doing back then, 8 years ago. This is like my second attempt at recovery, so this is the longest, and I'm definitely not planning to step back into that life that I had. And being part of the blind community, once again, that's a definite, because I stepped away from it for a long time. Due to my past experiences. But now that I'm back in, I've built some beautiful friendships, and I hope to build a lot more friendships along the way as well. So I really don't know what else to say other than, my just basically my experiences. So that's basically it.
Okay. I would like to open the floor to questions.
Well, I have one. What are you currently doing now, Portia?
Well, I'm currently I'm helping people to start their own home business opportunity because I know it's hard for a lot of people that are looking for employment today, especially visually impaired people. I've struggled and I've been there. I know what it's like to have to submit resumes, go in for interviews, and they tell you, well, you know what, we'll call you when we have something. But then, at the same time they have questions and they want to know, well, how can you be productive with our company? We want to be able to help you out, but we need to know how is it in your capacity, being that you're visually impaired, how can you be productive? But, it's kind of hard for employers to do that because you have to really, really sell yourself, and it's not that easy, for us as blind people. But, I've managed to be able to do something that is part-time, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy just being able to meet people, talk to them, network with them, and give them something that they can look at to do from home, something that they can enjoy. And it's not something that, I would say, is a home business, but it's just something that, you can share with your friends and family and get some good benefits out of it.
It sounds like you're doing a multi-level marketing company. Is that correct?
It's something like that. But in a sense, I don't want to share too much because it's there's a lot of specifics behind it, and I would have to share that one-on-one with anyone that may be interested in something like that to do from home. But I'm doing this until I'm ready to go back to school. At the same time, I am taking a course through Hadley Institute, so I am taking a Spanish class so that way I can have that second language as well. So I forgot to bring that up as well. What's different about this is that you're not going door to door. You're not doing that. You're talking to people one-on-one. So it's not like you're doing Avon. Avon is where you're going door to door. And it's basically everything is done on the web. So you have an accessible website that's offered to you to where you can share that with your friends and family. And then at the same time, now I'm not going to tell you that, that there isn't anything that's free, because people will tell you that there's stuff that's free out there. But in reality, and this is what I learned from other people that have done opportunities, that there's nothing out there that's free. You have to put out something. Even if it's a little bit of a cost, you still have to put out something in order to make money from home. I mean, I have tried other opportunities, but I've tried so many of them all at once that, the thing about it is you need to stick with just one thing at a time. And then what's nice about this is the products are all organic. They're safe for the environment. They're safe for your home. They're safe for you as well, healthy, and I use the product. I'm very happy with the product. Okay, well, that's part of it, yeah. And sometimes when you're talking to friends and family, a lot of times they know people themselves that they can refer you to. And that's a lot of times is a good thing too. Not only just friends and family, but talking to coworkers, talking to people at the gym, talking to people, on the bus, you get in contact with them and you make friendships that way, Social media, you talk to people that you know in social media, but only the people you know in social media that you can get in contact and network with them, connect with them. Build a relationship with them. It starts with building a relationship, first of all. No, it's nothing like that. It's just that in order for me to do this, I have certain rules that I have to follow, and I can't give that information out in the public like that.
I have a question, Portia.
Okay, go ahead.
I've just observed multi-level marketing in general, and Amway specifically, that I knew a blind gentleman that was in Amway. He was very eager. And my question was in general, but specifically if you know about Amway, that they say it's not a pyramid scheme and we just pay to sell products. But everyone that is going into the sales force has to pay. So I'm not saying this against you or any specific, but it sounds to me like it's a legal pyramid, and I haven't had anyone explain to me how it isn't.
Okay, I'll explain it to you this way. Pyramid schemes are illegal. Pyramid schemes are when people, they recruit people, but they're getting earnings and the company is getting something out of it. But the person that's underneath them are not benefiting. Whereas where I'm doing is direct selling, and you are definitely getting an earning out of it. Pyramid schemes should never be out there at all because they are illegal and they should be reported.
But is not the person that sponsored you, Portia, getting a percentage from your business as well? And if you sponsor somebody into the business, you're going to get a piece of their action as well. That's multi-level.
But don't they have?
How long have you been in the business, and are you at least making $1,000 a month yet?
I have just started. I've only been doing it for like 7 months, so I'm barely starting. So I'm still, in the business of talking to people and networking with them. But I can't give figures like that because that's not, something that I want to give.
Sounds like
my focus here is just to share, some things about me in hopes that it will help someone else.
This is Karen. I just want to come out and, one, congratulate you for being in recovery. It takes a lot of courage to come out and tell us that, and I want to congratulate you. But I also want to comment about your business. The one thing I've noticed about multi-level marketing businesses, I've been in a couple, and the two things I've noticed, the secrecy about it, one of them, and also, no matter what, I was in Avon, and I didn't want to go up the ladder. Let's say, you have different levels, and that's multi-level marketing. And it's not easy for a blind person to do that. And you have to live what they don't tell you when you get in these businesses. You have to live the business, practically. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I hope you do get something from it. I wish you'd tell us what it is.
The thing about it for me is that I do enjoy what I do. I don't look at it as far as the money thing. It's just a part of just helping people better themselves and do something that they can enjoy. You don't want to do something that's just there because you have to. You want to do it because you enjoy it. That's basically what it is.
I am hearing some background. If they can mute whoever that is until they ask a question. Anyone else with a question? Whoever has their TV on, please mute. Any other questions, please? Steve,
I wanted to also...
Lauren, go ahead.
Yeah, I also want to congratulate you on being in recovery because I have my master's degree in drug and alcohol counseling, and I know how, difficult it can be. So I really congratulate you for, coming out and telling us that and, admitting that, and also for, what you're doing because, you're trying to make yourself successful in whatever you're doing. But I also have another question. And what are the products that you sell?
I sell supplements that are like multivitamins, joint health, anything dealing with joint health. Let's see, what else? Probiotics, multivitamins for both men and women. I also sell beauty products, like skincare products for men and women, and also household and cleaning products.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Yes. How can we look you up? I mean, to know what type of business we're looking at.
If you would like my information, you can have Bob forward my information to you, my email, and I can definitely get in contact with you.
All right.
I guess I don't understand that if it is the family business, or even if it's not a family business, the job for most businesses is to publicly let everyone know what you're doing. And I guess I'm also wondering why this has a lot of discretion involved. You need to enlighten me a little bit more, I'm afraid.
Without, really giving too much specifics so far as the company name, I can only tell you that this company has been around for more than 50 years. And they have been, in the business of paying over $10 billion in bonuses around the world to many people. That's over, 3 million people. Also, because as I said, it's a family-owned business that's been around for more than 50 years. And, I'm very new to this, everyone, so you have to forgive me. These are some of the questions I've never been asked before since joining. So this is the first time I've ever had to add questions like this. Because lots of times people that I talk to, they never really ask questions like that. So, and I'm very sorry, if I might have said something that made a lot of people uncomfortable, I'm very, very sorry about that.
I don't think you said anything that was upsetting anybody. I think everybody's just curious. That's all. So we don't want to put you on the spot. We had you on, so we asked.
By the way, I have another question. We certainly have nothing against you. We were just hoping you're not brainwashed by them. By the way, I have a question, and that is, I know it's winter time. I get the dry skin. Since you've been very nice to come up and talk about it, do you sell anything like hand cream? And if you do, how much does it cost so I can buy it from you?
Okay, well, if you'd like me to talk to you about that, I can definitely talk to you about that after the program. As I said, if you'd like my information to where you can get a hold of me, you can definitely ask Bob about that, and I can definitely get with you, because artistry does have it.
You can't even tell me that how much does it cost to buy a hand cream from you? Let's say that I'm not interested in a selling. Just tell me how much it costs to see if I can afford to buy one from you.
Okay, well, artistry does have a hand cream. I'd have to look that information up, and right now I'm not in front of my computer to tell you how much that is. Yes.
All right. Will you let Bob know so Bob will let me know?
Definitely, I can do that.
Okay,
sure.
That would be nice. I'd like to buy at least one thing from you. Then I will tell the rest of the crowd, how was the product.
That would be great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Sure.
I purchased some products about 2 years ago from Amway, and the products are good.
Yeah.
I did a limited amount of selling because, frankly, I cannot live the business. I can really appreciate what Karen was talking about before. I was involved with one of the multi-level marketing companies that Karen was recruited into, and I found out right away it's very aggressive, and in fact too aggressive. And Karen and I both thought that through right away. So this type of a business, Amway or whatever you want to call it, is what Karen says. It is something that you have to have in your blood if you're going to be real successful. And Portia, all I got to tell you is, if that's something that you can handle, God bless you, and I hope you do the right thing for yourself and be very successful at it.
Oh, I thank you very much. I live it every day.
I also might be interested in getting the information. I might want to get the multivitamins from you instead of where I'm getting them now.
So you tried to respond to me. Go right ahead.
I definitely would like to help you out. I think it was Karen that was asking about the multivitamins.
No, it's Lauren.
What was Lauren?
Lauren. Okay, well, definitely. I definitely would like to help you out.
Okay.
So, like I said, if anybody's interested, I'll definitely, let Bob know, or have him, send me forward your information to me, and I can definitely talk with you by phone and help you place an order.
Anyone else have a question?
Portia, where do you live?
I live in Southern California in a little town called Pico Rivera.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Portia, I wanted to say that I'm sorry.
I was born and raised out here in California.
Okay.
Steve?
Yeah, I just want to say, Portia, I didn't want to put you on the spot, but I think you have struggled a lot. And like Bob said, if this is what makes you happy, I wish you the best. And like I said, I admire your courage, your struggles you've gone through. And I can imagine in college, I know you said it took you 4.5 years. I had to go an extra year. And, you've gone through a lot. So, I mean, if this is really what you believe in, don't let anyone put you down if that's what you really want to do.
Oh no, I'm definitely want to work towards my goals. I mean, I've had this dream of being a drug and alcohol counselor for 16 years. Mm-hmm. So it's been something that I've been wanting to do because I used to do panel meetings at one of the local juvenile halls around here. Mm-hmm. And that's what really inspired me to do that because it's just really sad to see these children. They're out in the street and they have no ambition for anything. And those are the ones that I want to reach.
Well, they need people like you, so I'm glad you're doing it.
Oh, thank you. And I know that the hard work will pay off. It will pay off in the end.
Yep.
I also would like to say at the end, you definitely have the personality to do it because you have a power of personality. You stand at your ground and go on. So based on that, you will be a very good counselor, and I wish you well. I think you definitely will succeed in that business, no question about it.
Thank you so much. My main goal is to work with young teenage children and also women because I know women struggle the hardest. And I'd like to be able to reach out to them and at least share my experiences with them because I know how hard that is to be out there and then, try to come back up and really rebuild your life once again. It's a struggle, And I will tell you this, and I'm not sure about the timing, but I'll try to make this quick. 4 years ago, I lost my mom, and just shortly before I lost my mom, I was in recovery then. I had some time, but she was in the hospital, and my stepfather had told me, look, she is tired. It's just there's nothing else that they can do for her. So you're just going to have to accept that. And I had a hard time with that. But, I'm really grateful for a friend that gave me a ride to the hospital to see her and to be there to hold my hand because I really had a hard time with it. And I tell you, I would have wanted to drink, but I'm so glad I didn't because that friend was able to help me through it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, grief is tough, but you can't grieve if you go back to your old drinking habits. It wouldn't be
right.
Exactly.
That's right. And that's tough. You made it through. So.
Exactly, but there's a lot of people that cover up a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Cover up a lot of trauma, and I covered up some trauma that I had in my life as a kid, and even just struggling with blindness. I covered that up because I was angry, the fact that I was blind. I can't drive, I had to have public, either take public transportation or paratransit to get places. So I have to depend on that. And part of me was really struggling with that. And then too, when I did struggle with my mom, I had to walk through it sober. I had to walk through it one day at a time. And that's not easy. You can't replace your mother. You can't replace your mom, and and it's a beautiful thing that I could still remember all the good things that I shared with her, and I'm grateful for that.
That's good.
I'll take two more questions, otherwise I'll wrap it up for this evening. Hearing no questions, Portia, thank you for sharing your time. I know you're very busy, but I want to thank you on behalf of everybody for sharing your time with us and letting us know what you're doing, and I wish you the very best. What I mean by that is with the business and also with your goal of being a counselor. I'm very sure and confident that you will accomplish both aspects.
Thank you so much, Bob, for having me on, and I thank you all for taking the time to listen to me today. And for those of you, like I said, again, if you're interested in knowing more about the products, definitely let Bob know or have him pass along your information to me, and I will